The weeds you have been pulling out of your garden all season long are not your enemy. They are the most nutrient-packed, completely free fertilizer your yard is already producing, and Big Fertilizer has spent decades counting on you never figuring that out. In the next few minutes, you will learn exactly what those weeds contain, which specific ones work best, and the simple 2-week method for turning them into a powerful liquid fertilizer that your plants will absolutely respond to. Every year, home gardeners across the country spend hundreds of dollars on synthetic fertilizers manufactured by the same large agricultural corporations that supply commercial farms. They make the trip to the garden center, fill their carts with brightly labeled bags and bottles, and bring them home to feed their plants. Without realizing, they walked right past a more nutritionally complete solution growing in their own yard. The fertilizer industry has no financial incentive to tell you that nature has already grown your answer, because the moment you stop buying their products, they lose a customer. This is not an exaggeration. It is simply the economics of a multi-billion-dollar industry that profits every single season from you not knowing what is in the weeds you are pulling. Beyond the obvious cost, the deeper problem with synthetic fertilizers is the dependency cycle they gradually create in your soil over time. When you repeatedly apply synthetic nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium to your garden beds, you reduce the population of beneficial soil microbes and biological organisms that naturally make nutrients available to plant roots through organic decomposition. Your soil becomes progressively dependent on those chemical inputs to sustain even basic plant growth, and the natural fertility mechanisms that once sustained it quietly disappear. Over seasons and years, what was once a living, biologically active growing environment becomes an inert growing medium that cannot function without fertilizer being added from the outside. Switching to a weed-based fertilizer program is not just about saving money. It is about restoring your soil to a functioning, self-sustaining ecosystem. The reason weeds are so nutritionally powerful is directly connected to the same survival mechanism that makes them so frustrating to remove. Most common garden weeds, dandelions, stinging nettles, comfrey, purslane, have evolved deep, penetrating root systems that reach far below the surface of your topsoil into the subsoil layers beneath. Down in those layers, they tap into mineral deposits that your shallow-rooted vegetable plants simply cannot access at all. They draw calcium, potassium, iron, magnesium, manganese, and nitrogen up from those depths and concentrate all of that nutrition directly into their plant tissue. The weed pile next to your garden fence is not waste. It is a concentrated mineral deposit that you grew for free and have been throwing away. When plant tissue is broken down and dissolved in water through fermentation, those stored nutrients become immediately bioavailable, meaning the root systems of your garden plants can absorb them directly without waiting for slow soil decomposition. This is the fundamental principle behind weed tea fertilizer, and it is one of the oldest organic gardening techniques ever documented. Traditional farmers in England, Germany, and rural Europe made fermented nettle and comfrey teas for hundreds of years before synthetic nitrogen ever existed, and the practice produced some of the most productive market gardens of that era. Once you understand the basic process, the entire method makes complete logical sense. You are unlocking nutrition that was already there and delivering it to your plants in the fastest possible form. The learning curve is non-existent, the cost is zero, and the results are real. The fermentation process is what transforms a plain water and weed mixture into something biologically active and genuinely powerful. As the plant material breaks down over 10 to 14 days, naturally occurring bacteria present in the water and on the surface of the weed leaves begin digesting cell walls and releasing the nutrients locked inside them. What results is not a simple water extract. It is a living solution containing active microbial populations, organic acids, and natural plant hormones that stimulate root growth and enhance your soil biology with every single application. Think of it as a probiotic meal for your garden. It simultaneously delivers nutrition to your plants and introduces the living organisms that rebuild the fertility of your soil over time. No synthetic fertilizer in any garden center is capable of doing both of those things at the same time, and none of them ever will be. Before getting into which specific weeds work best and the exact step-by-step method, if you are already thinking about the pile of pulled weeds you left by the fence this week, take 2 seconds right now and hit that like button, and subscribe if you have not done so yet. We publish practical, zero-cost organic gardening content every single week, and your support is what keeps this channel going. Now let us get into the good part, which weeds are the most powerful ones to collect and exactly how to brew them. Not all weeds contribute equally from a nutritional standpoint, and knowing which specific ones to prioritize will make a significant difference in the quality and potency of the fertilizer you produce. Stinging nettles are the gold standard of weed tea ingredients and the single most valuable plant you can add to your bucket. They contain extraordinarily high levels of nitrogen, potassium, iron, and calcium, making them one of the most nutritionally complete plant-based fertilizer sources available anywhere. If nettles grow near you, in a ditch, along a fence line, or in a shaded corner of your property, they should be your first collection priority without question. Always wear thick gloves when harvesting them, but do not let that minor inconvenience become the reason you pass up the best free fertilizer ingredient available to you. Comfrey is in a category by itself when it comes to organic fertilizer plants, and many experienced gardeners consider it the single best plant you can grow specifically for its fertilizer value. The reason comfrey stands apart from everything else is its extraordinary potassium content. Potassium is the primary nutrient that drives flowering, fruit development, and fruit quality in garden vegetables, and comfrey leaves contain more of it than almost anything else you can brew with. If you grow tomatoes, peppers, cucumbers, zucchini, or beans, a comfrey-dominant weed tea is essentially a custom fertilizer formulated by nature specifically for the fruiting stage of your plant's growth. A single established comfrey plant will produce enormous quantities of leaf material repeatedly throughout the growing season, providing a permanent, self-renewing high-potassium fertilizer source that never requires replanting or purchasing. If comfrey is not already growing in your yard, making space for it is one of the smartest long-term investments any organic gardener can make. Dandelions deserve a complete reconsideration in how most gardeners think about them, because they are genuinely one of the most mineral-rich plants growing in the average suburban yard. The taproot of a dandelion plant can reach 18 to 24 inches below the surface, pulling calcium, potassium, iron, and zinc out of subsoil layers that your vegetable roots will never reach on their own. The leaves are dense with nutrition, and when the roots themselves are included in the brew, they add a substantial additional contribution of minerals to the finished tea. The very quality that makes dandelions so persistent and difficult to remove, the deep, thick taproot, is exactly the biological adaptation that makes them such valuable mineral miners in your garden. Every dandelion you have spent the season fighting was actively concentrating subsoil minerals right on the surface of your property, doing the equivalent of deep composting entirely on its own. A few weeds should be approached with caution or left out of your bucket entirely, and knowing these exceptions will save you unnecessary problems. Any weed that has already gone to seed should be excluded, because fermentation does not reliably destroy all viable seeds, and applying the finished tea will effectively spread them across your entire garden. Highly invasive plants with regenerative root systems, bindweed being the most common example, are also best avoided, as root fragments can survive fermentation and re-establish in your beds. For solid secondary additions that complement your primary ingredients without any concerns, chickweed, purslane, clover, and fresh grass clippings are all nitrogen-rich, effective contributors to the nutrient profile of your brew. Harvesting consistently at the right growth stage, young, green, and pre-seed, is the single habit that protects the quality and safety of every batch you make. Making weed tea fertilizer is one of the most accessible processes in all of organic gardening. It requires no special skills, no specialized equipment, and essentially no financial investment beyond what you already have on hand. Here is exactly what you need. A large bucket of at least 5 gallons, a generous collection of the weeds described above, enough plain water to fill it, a loose cover such as a scrap of burlap, an old board, or a piece of cardboard, and approximately 2 weeks of time before your first application. The one critical rule before you begin is to confirm that every weed you collect has been harvested before it sets seed. Young, leafy, green growth only. Harvesting in the morning is ideal, when plants are still holding overnight moisture and the leaf tissue is at its most nutrient-dense before the heat of the day sets in. Step 1 is to fill your bucket roughly 2/3 of the way full with loosely packed weed material. No chopping, shredding, or special preparation required. Step 2 is to fill the bucket with water until the plant material is fully submerged and the bucket is close to capacity. Rainwater from a collection barrel is the ideal choice, because it naturally contains microbial populations that will accelerate the fermentation process noticeably compared to treated tap water. Tap water works perfectly well as a substitute. Allow it to sit open in the bucket for 30 to 60 minutes before adding weeds so any residual chlorine can dissipate into the air, resulting in a more active fermentation. The weeds will immediately float to the surface, which is completely normal and does not need to be addressed. Step 3 is to place a loose cover over the top of the bucket to keep direct rainfall from diluting the brew and to help contain the odor, while still allowing air to circulate freely around and through the cover material. Under no circumstances should the bucket be sealed airtight. Active fermentation produces gases continuously that must be allowed to escape, and a sealed container will create a pressure problem. Step 4 is to move the bucket to a sheltered, out-of-the-way spot in your yard and leave it completely undisturbed for 10 to 14 full days. The water will begin darkening within the first 3 to 4 days, and by the end of the full brewing period, it should be a deep reddish-brown color. The smell during this period will be notably strong and unpleasant. That is fermentation working exactly as it should, and it is a reliable sign your batch is on track. A spot near the back corner of the yard or beside the compost pile is the practical first choice most gardeners settle on after their first batch. After your 10 to 14 days are complete, it is time to strain the liquid and prepare the finished fertilizer for use. Place a piece of fine mesh screen, an old cloth, or a colander over the opening of a second clean bucket, and slowly pour the entire contents of your brew through it to separate the liquid from the solid plant material. Press the spent plant solids firmly against the strainer to extract every last drop of liquid before setting them aside. Those spent plant solids are not waste. Take them directly to your compost pile where they will continue to break down and contribute organic matter. The dark, rich liquid in your second bucket is your concentrated weed tea, and it must be diluted before application to avoid stressing your plants. Dilute at a ratio of approximately 1 part concentrate to 10 parts plain water until the solution is the color of weak amber tea, light enough to see through, and your fertilizer is ready to apply immediately. This dilution step also stretches a single batch of concentrate into a large supply that can feed your entire garden across multiple application sessions. Applying your diluted weed tea fertilizer correctly is just as important as brewing it, and a few practical habits will significantly improve the results you see from every batch. The best time to apply any liquid fertilizer is early morning or late evening, when soil temperature is cooler, and the liquid will have adequate time to soak into the root zone before evaporation becomes a factor. Apply the diluted solution generously to the base of each plant, saturating the soil within the root zone thoroughly, rather than giving a superficial surface splash. For most established vegetable plants, plan to apply approximately 1 to 2 liters per plant directly at the base, ensuring the liquid penetrates deep enough to reach the active root system below. Avoid heavy applications directly onto the foliage of young seedlings, where the concentrated organic acids can occasionally cause mild leaf stress. For those plants, water the soil only until they are well established and growing strongly. For the best results throughout the growing season, plan to apply your diluted weed tea on a consistent schedule of once every 10 to 14 days. Fruiting and flowering vegetables, tomatoes, peppers, cucumbers, zucchini, squash, and beans are the most dramatically responsive plants and will typically show visible improvements in leaf color, flower production, and fruit set within 2 to 3 weeks of consistent feeding. Leafy greens including lettuce, spinach, chard, and kale respond particularly well to the high nitrogen content that nettle and dandelion-based brews provide, producing noticeably larger, more vigorous harvests when fed on a regular schedule. Young seedlings and recent transplants should receive a more diluted solution, 1 part concentrate to 20 parts water, until they have been established in the garden for at least 2 to 3 weeks. The single most important variable in achieving the results that make gardeners stop questioning weed tea and start relying on it is consistency, feeding regularly, every 10 to 14 days, across the full growing season. Gardeners who commit to a consistent weed tea program for the first time are often genuinely caught off guard by how quickly the results become visible. Within the first 2 to 3 weeks of regular application, the most commonly reported observation is a distinct deepening of leaf color across virtually all vegetable plants, a direct visual indicator of improved nitrogen uptake and increased chlorophyll production. By week 4 through 6, fruiting plants begin setting noticeably more flowers and developing fruit more abundantly, and the general structural strength and disease resilience of the plants improves alongside the nutritional gains. These results are not subtle or debatable. They are the kind of clear, visible transformation that makes other gardeners stop and ask what you are doing differently. Your plants are giving you direct, continuous feedback that the nutrition program is working, and weed tea delivers that feedback faster than almost any other organic amendment. There is a longer-term benefit to a weed tea program that most gardeners do not fully appreciate until they have been using it consistently for 1 or 2 complete growing seasons. Every application of diluted weed tea introduces active microbial populations directly into your soil, and over weeks and months, those populations gradually rebuild the biological activity, organic matter levels, and structural health of your garden beds from the ground up. The compounding effect of this biological rebuilding is that over time, your garden soil begins to generate its own fertility more effectively, slowly reducing your dependence on any external fertilizer inputs at all. The long-term goal of truly healthy organic gardening is living soil that feeds itself through biology, and every bucket of weed tea you apply moves your garden one step closer to that outcome. What you are investing in each time you brew a batch is not just the plants growing this season, but the fertility and productivity of every season that follows. Here's the straightforward takeaway from everything covered in this video. The weeds in your yard are not random nuisance plants. They are deep-rooted, mineral-rich organisms that have been drawing calcium, potassium, iron, and nitrogen from your subsoil all season and concentrating it in their plant tissue, waiting to be collected. Dandelions, stinging nettles, comfrey, and chickweed all contain substantial nutrition that can be extracted through a simple 10 to 14-day fermentation process and delivered directly to your plant roots as a completely free, biologically active liquid fertilizer. The method requires nothing more than a bucket, water, and the patience to wait 2 weeks, and the results show up in your plants within the first month of consistent application. Big Fertilizer has been counting on you not knowing this for a very long time, and now you do. What you do with that information is entirely up to you. If this video gave you a new perspective on the weeds you have been spending your season fighting, we genuinely want to hear about it. Drop a comment below and tell us which weed you are planning to brew with first: dandelion, nettle, comfrey, or maybe a combination of all three at once. If you have already made weed tea in your garden and seen results, share your experience in the comments because this community learns as much from each other's experiments as it does from any video. Hit the like button if this was useful to you today, and subscribe so you do not miss a single video. We release practical, zero-cost organic gardening content every single week. We will see you in the next one.